Dear student, in this video lesson, I will teach you active and passive voice with simple past tense. In our previous video lesson, we talked about active and passive voice with simple present perfect tense. So, we have left one simple present continuous tense, but you need to know that simple present continuous tense does not change into passive voice. So then we shift it to active and passive voice with simple past tense. How we make positive sentences of simple past tense? Active sentences in the simple past tense have the following structure. First we have subject, then past tense form of the verb, then object. It is obvious that you already understood in our previous video lesson and tenses. Subject, past tense form of the verb plus object. Passive sentences in the simple past tense have the following structure. We change the object into subject. So first we have the object of the active sentence, then the next tense helping verb, which is was and were, and past participle form of the verb. As I have already told you that throughout the tenses we use the past participle form of the verb, and by and subject of the active sentences which we use it is an object in the passive form. So let's look at some example. He wrote a letter, which this sentence is in a past tense and active form. We have subject, verb second form, and object. Passive form, a letter was written by him. Active, they knew it. It was known to them. Okay, she sang a song. A song was sung by her. He loved his friend very much. His friend was loved very much by him. So you can see in all these examples, we just quote here. So they know it, so it is changed into subject, and as for rules, helping verb of the next tense was and new change into known, which is third form of the verb, and we fourth preposition, and then we have a objective case of them. Okay, so negative sentences, how we use negative sentences? First we put subject, then did, then not, first form of verb plus object. uh, as we have already talked about that whenever we are writing the negative sentences of the simple past tense, we do not use the second form of the verb. We use first form of the verb in negative or interrogative sentences when we put helping verb did, then. Passive sentences in the simple past tense have the following structure. Object of the active sentences, object change into subject, which come at the beginning, and then was, were, as for the rules of helping verb, and then not, then past participle form of the verb plus by or subject of the active sentences, which become the object in a passive form. You did not listen to me. Passive form, me is changed into subject, so in a subjective case it is written as I, and then we have was as a helping verb. I was not listened to by you. Listened is just changed into third form of the verb, to by you. She did not write a story. A story was not written by her. They did not watch a movie. A movie was not watched by them. A mason did not build a wall. A wall was not built by a mason. A teacher did not deliver a lecture. A lecture was not delivered by a teacher. The student did not obey order of their physical trainer. Order of their physical trainer was not obeyed by the student. So all these example you already understand how we change active voice into passive voice. It is easy, just we change the object into subject and third form of the verb, and we put the helping verb of the other tense. Now we have interrogative sentences. Interrogative sentences, passive form of these sentences begin with did. As we already know that we put the helping verb at the beginning in interrogative sentences. If the active sentence begin with a question word, the passive sentences will also begin with a question word. If the active sentence begin with who or whose, sometimes we have who or whose question sentences. So what we do, the passive sentences will begin with by whom or by whose. So we just put by whom or by whose in it. If the active sentences begin with whom, the passive sentences will begin with who. Look at these examples, you will understand. Did plus subject plus verb first form plus object. This is the structure of the active voice in a interrogative sentences of simple past. And no passive, we put the helping verb at the beginning, which is was and were, then object of the active voice, which become the subject here, and verb third form, and then preposition or plus by or subject of the active voice. So look at these example. Now you will understand how we change whose or who and how. Did he break the window? Was the window broken by him? It is simple. We put the helping verb first and then the subject and then the object change into subject, and then we have a third form of the verb. Where could you find such a fine arts? Here in this example you can see first we have a modal verb could and where. So we just put where at the beginning and then a modal verb which shows the question sentences. Where could such a fine arts be found? It does not necessarily you mention you, because you is already understood that you talking about to someone else. Why did you abuse your servant? Why was your servant abused by you? Did anyone steal your purse? Was your purse stolen by anyone? Did anyone hurt your feeling? Were your feeling hurt by anyone? Did Elise invite you? Were you invited by Elise? Who killed the snake? By whom was the snake killed? Here you can see who killed the snake, by whom, who changed into by whom. Was the snake killed? Why did he punish you? Why just we use the same? Why were you punished by him? Whom did you laugh at? Who was laughed at by you? So lecture is end up with this point. Hope you understood it. Now I am giving you a home task. Write the whole slides in your neat notebook, understand the lesson through video lesson, memorize the rules and structure of past, simple tense and active and passive form. You have to write these whole slides in your neat notebook and you have to memorize the rules and structure, which is very necessary to change the active voice into passive voice. Write at least 5 examples of positive, negative, interrogative sentences of past, simple tense and active and passive form. You have to write at least 5 examples of each of these tenses example. So see you in the next class. Allah Hafiz.